Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. So I'll go ahead and get started with this week's meditation. Okay, so we'll begin by relaxing our bodies, or we concentrate our mind. So wherever you are, just make sure you're seated comfortably, whether you're on a cushion on the floor, a chair, sofa. Just relax. Be rooted and balanced in your seat. And we'll start with one deep breath. And as you exhale fully, feel any tension you're holding in your body just drain away with the breath. And then we'll further relax the body with a scan of the body, focusing our attention at the top of the head. Slowly move your attention downward, checking for any lingering tension in the body. Just relax the forehead and the eyes. Release any tension in the cheek, the jaw. Relax the neck and shoulders. Relax the arms, chest, back, abdomen. Relax your hips, thighs, knees, calves, ankles, and toes. And once you're relaxed and comfortable, we'll bring our attention to our breath. Noticing the natural rhythm of the inhale, the exhale. It may be deep or shallow, maybe long or short. You may notice the subtle pause between the inhalation and exhalation. You may notice the rise and fall of the abdomen. And we're not trying to control the breath, we're just observing it. You may find it helpful to count as you breathe. Inhale, exhale 1. Inhale, exhale 2. And you can count to 5, or if you lose count, just start over at 1. When your mind becomes distracted by thoughts, memories, plans, judgments, there may be distractions inside the room or outside the room. Just acknowledge that your mind has wandered and gently bring it back to the breath. Okay, and we'll begin. Hi. So as you come out of meditation, just make sure you give your body time to adjust before you move around. And also try to hold on to this sense of calm and mindfulness as you go throughout the rest of your day. So I'll begin with 3 bows to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. And 1 bow to Venerable Shiou Huey, who will be sharing today's Dharma talk. And let me just mention a couple of announcements real quick. So the only thing I have, just want to give you a reminder that Justin's annual mindfulness class starts next Sunday. I believe you can still sign up for that if you want to. If you get our newsletter, there's a link to his registration form. So that'll be every Sunday in March, and that group will meet right before our program that starts at 10. And also in the newsletter this week, we had a link to Bhikkhu Chintita, who gave us the last Dharma talk. There's a link to his podcast that he has now that you might find interesting. So let me just give you an introduction of Venerable Shiou Huey, if there's anyone who doesn't know her. So Venerable Shiou Huey is a member of the Texas Buddhist Association's monastic Sangha. She's from Taipei, Taiwan. After graduating from Taiwan's National University's nursing department, she worked at Taiwan National Hospital and was in charge of setting up the intensive care unit at Kuotai Hospital. She later earned a master's degree from UCLA and continued to work at critical care units for years to come. Her career in the hospital reminded her of the impermanence of life and the serious consequences of karma. Thus, she started studying Buddhism and visited Bangkan Janaram Meditation Center in Thailand to learn Vipassana meditation. She took her vows on January 7th, 1999. Right. Venerable Shiou Huey, turn it over to you. Oh, you're muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Good. How is everybody? You got water and power now? Good for you. We don't have water for 9 days because our pipe is burst, and then we cannot turn it on before it fixed. So, but it's okay as long as we are living, and then that's good enough. Okay. Today, I want to share with you is Sutra from Numerical Discourse of Buddha. This sutra is coming out from Numerical Discourse of the Buddha, and it's the book of 8, number 54-4. Okay, and the reason we have this sutra is because this young Korean young man, and the Korean is a royal clan. Like Shakyamuni Buddha's mother, Maya, she belonged to this same royal clan. And because of this young gentleman, Jano, whatever pronunciation is, okay. And then he asked the Buddha, and the praise is in the Korean tongue. And then he checked with the Buddha. He said, I am a layperson, and we enjoy the sensual pleasure. And we have a lot of children running around in the house. And we receive gold and coins And we also wear the perfume, we wear the garland, we wear the flowers. And could you tell us how are we going to have a happiness and welfare, in this life? And so here is the answer from the Buddha, present life. Number one is you have to have the accomplishment in initiative. That means you need to know, you need to have the skill, and you have to work diligently in making the living. You can either do the farming, do the trade, you can raise the cattle, or you can go to the government, do the government service too. So you need to learn and know when and where to plant the corn, for example, or you can plant rice or wheat, or you can go to business. You can buy and sell. And also you can go to raise the cattle, or you can go to the government doing the service for the people. But then you need to have sound judgment. Means you know when to do the planting, when to buy or when to sell, and when and when to do the sowing, so on and so forth. So you need to learn the skill. You need to be educated to do this. So you'll be able to make a living, so you can support yourself. And so sound judgment and proper arrangement is required to be able to make a living. And of course, you need to learn the skill. And you cannot just give up when you cannot. You need to try and error, and maybe finally you will be able to make a living. Okay. So this is the number one. You need to be able to support yourself. Otherwise, you are not going to have a good life because you don't have enough material to eat or to wear. No clothes, no food. And then number two, you need to do how to protect whatever you earned. You need to protect that. In the sutra, usually we say the wealth in this world is shared by five different people. One is the king, one is the thief, and the fire, and the flood, and the displeasing heirs. So then if you working hard and you earn the money, and you need to know how to guard your wealth. For example, prevent kings. Nowadays, maybe the only thing that I can think of right now is like a tax. You have to pay a lot of tax, all kinds of tax. But you cannot say, no, I don't want to pay tax. But I'm sure there are some way that you maybe can talk to your whoever is doing your tax. You can check with your accounting to see, how you can save the money, like IRA. And then you want to put your money in the bank, or you do some kind of investment. You don't want to keep the money under your pillow or in the drawer. And then the thief come in and take your money away. And then when you do your house, you build your house, you need to think ahead of time to prevent the fire. If your house catch fire and on fire, then the other way is you need to know how to escape. Okay, as long as you live, you'll be able to make living. You can earn money again. And then nowadays we just need to also find out a good location. There is, I think there's a flood zone map that you can find out. You find a good location. So we have so many in the previous year. We have so many flood in Houston, and a lot of people their houses are flooded. So this what we want to prevent too. And then the other thing, the last one is you have not good heirs, and they probably will take your money away from you and waste it. So right now, nowadays, many wealthy people, they prefer to just donate their money to school, to hospital, to social organization to benefit a lot of people instead of taking my a daughter or son or relatives. They're selfish. Okay. And so this is the second point, that you need to know how to protect your wealth. Okay, the number 3 is you need to have a good friendship. You want to associate with the person they are good in, they have accomplished in faith, virtuous behavior, generosity, and wisdom. And you want to talk to them, communicate with them, and follow them. Look at them as your role model. Learn from them. For example, like faith, if they go to church, if they go to temple, you find out why they go there and what's the reason, what do they believe in. If they believe in good and bad, what is good, what is bad, and they want to follow the good deeds. Things like that, you want to find out about what they believe. And if you agree with them, of course, if they go to church, then you follow them, you go to church too. And then number 2 is virtuous behaviors. This means we need to have value, moral value. For example, we value the honest, we value the kindness, things like that. And for those kind of people, if they have this kind of quality, you'll be friend with them, and you look at them as your role model, and you follow them. And third one is their generosity. They are generous. They are not stingy. They willing to help other people. Use their own hand to give food or money or whatever to other people, whoever need it. And then number 4 is the wisdom. The wisdom here means they believe in cause and effect. They believe in right and wrong. They believe there is the right and wrong, cause and effect, and the reincarnation, previous life and present life and future life. They believe in that. That means they have right understanding of our life. Excuse me. So this is the good friendship. Now we need to associate with this kind of good person. And then the fourth one is you need to have a balanced living. Balance your income and expenditure. Of course, you don't want to be too extravagant. How to say this? Extravagant, right? Difficult to pronounce this. And you don't, of course, you don't want to be too frugal. Okay. And there are interesting issues that there are 4 sources you're going to lose all your money. One is the womanizing. You spend a lot of money on give the woman the gift, whatever they need. So you're going to lose money by womanizing, and drunkenness, and gambling, and bad friendship. Bad friendship, we can think maybe like a gang member. They commit crime against the law. And of course, you're going to spend a lot of money doing the drug or whatever. And gambling, another one is when you lose money, you want to regain your money. You want to gain the money, you want to win again. And so you will never stop. You just continue to follow this play. You continue to gamble. Eventually you lose everything, including your family, including your house and everything. So that's not good. And so to avoid the fourth thing, you avoid womanizing, you avoid the drinking problem, you avoid the gambling, and you always avoid the gang member and bad friendship. Then in that case, then you'll be able to accumulate your wealth. So for this life, this is the fourth thing that the Buddha told this young man to do, okay? And then his next question is, okay, then how about the future life? For this life, I can follow this fourth thing you just told me, but how about the future life? I want to have a good, happy life. Next life, what should I do? So the Buddha say, number one, you need to accomplishment in faith. Here, the faith means you convinced that the Buddha, the Tathagata is the one is enlightened person. Means enlightenment means he saw the truth of the universe. He saw the origin, the dependent origination of this universe and ourself. Our life is over and over again, coming back and coming back, life and death, life and death. And the Buddha saw that truth because there is ignorance, and that's why we keep coming back, and we have this karma, we keep coming back. And you believe that the Buddha is the enlightened one, and he is arahant, and he is the teacher of both devas and humans. You believe in this, and no matter how other people say about the Buddha, you stick to your faith that you know the Buddha is the one is enlightened, that he can. This is the number one, you have this faith. And number two, you want to accompaniment in the virtuous behavior. Like you observe the 5 precepts, no killing, no lying, no alcohol. And for this is to purify ourselves, okay? To purify ourselves, and if we don't have commit any crime and we cultivate wholesome deeds, then if we observe the 5 precepts, for sure, next time we will come back to the human realms. So this is a very important thing. Okay, so sometimes we say to observe the 5 precepts is like you have this passport to come back as a human being. Okay, we always say that. And then number 3 is the accomplishment in generosity. You don't want to be stingy, you want to be generous, and you're happy to share and giving to other people, to whoever is needed, and you devoted to charity. Important thing is you're willing to do that, you're happy to do that, you help other people with your own hands. You don't just tell somebody, oh, give this to someone and he needs help. I write a check, you just give it to them. And that's not sincere enough. You need to, okay, I can do that myself. Even I'm a high rank of officer or whatever, but you do this and you want to do it yourself. And it's important, why we have to be generosity, we willing to share from the cause and effect standpoint of view. If this life we are generous, we always helping other people, then that's the cause. Then the effect will be in the future. You are not going to be lack of the material you need for your daily life. So in that case, if we think of ourselves, now this life, we don't have to worry about the 3 meals. We don't have to worry about, we are not going to have enough money to raise our kids. I'm not going to have enough money to go to the work, and I have things that I need. That means in the past, we do the offering. We accumulate this wholesome deeds, and that's why this life we don't have to worry about this. We are not poor. Okay, so if we look at the wealthy people, can you give me a wealthy people's name? Bill Gates. I can think of I think he's millionaires now. And if we look at him, this life, and it's not just happen like that. In the previous life, he must accumulate something good deeds. He did something good, and that's why this life we can have this kind of this kind of life. Enjoy whatever he needs. Okay, enough money, and he can help other people, and so he'll be good for the following life again. And then the last one is accomplishment in wisdom. And now talk about next life. This kind of wisdom means you understand about the rising and passing away, means like a four normal truth. Okay, here comes this ignorance, and we cause some kind of karma, and unwholesome karma. Now we will come into the samsara again. But if we eradicate all the ignorance, the greediness, the hatred, ignorance, if we eradicate all that, that means passing away, then the samsara will cease, and then we become enlightened. And that's why it's the way to lead to the complete destruction of suffering, because ignorance will cause the karma, and the karma will bring us back to the life, and death. And this is what we call, in Buddhism, we call this suffering, because of the impermanent and cause this suffering. So if we have this kind of wisdom, we'll be able to disrupt the suffering. We'll stop the suffering. We will cease the samsara. And so this is for Buddha say, if in the future life you want to have the ultimate happiness, you stop your suffering, then that means you stop from coming back. You stop the samsara. Okay. So this is for the future life. And then the next one is the summary. Okay. For happiness in this life, you need to know how to make a living. You protect your wealth, and you associate with the good people, and you have a right livelihood, balanced living. And for the future life, you want to be happy, then you need to have the faith in Buddha. The Buddha can show us the way to become enlightened, and we have purified ourselves, we have good deeds, and be generosity, helping other people, actually helping ourselves. And then the wisdom, we know what's the cause that we keep coming back, and life and death, and samsara. We know that if we understand this, it's like we know the Four Noble Truth, and we will be able to take care of our suffering. Okay, so this is the future life, and this life, how are we going to have happiness? So this is what Buddha taught us. Okay, now, thank you very much. And bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Venerable Shiou Huey.
You're very welcome. Okay.
So we'll end today's program with 3 bows to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. And 1 bow to Venerable Shiou Huey.
Thank you all. Take care.